Hi, I'm Brian Turlington, and I'm an investor in the Alternative Cafe in Seaside, California. And the Alternative Cafe, as its name implies, it's a cafe, but it's also an art gallery and performance space and a local neighborhood community facility. The way I became involved in the Alternative Cafe is I serve on the Monterey County Film Commission Board of Directors, and also on that board I met a gentleman by the name of Scott Grover, and Scott is the owner and founder of the Alternative Cafe. And what the cafe seeks to do is to provide a place for creative artistic expression, as all of Scott's companies do. And also, as part of the Alternative Cafe, separate companies, he also has Humble Pictures, which is a small independent film production company. They made a film called Newbrow, The Rise of Underground Art, that really documents the current sort of street art, lowbrow, newbrow, graffiti artist. It also provides a stage. We have live music there. Usually something's happening every night of the week at the Alternative Cafe. Monday night is heavy metal gaming night. It's all kinds of different board games, be the traditional Dungeons and Dragons to Risk, whatever, but it's sort of a cafe milieu to play games. Tuesday will be Cinema Speakeasy, which are free movies. Usually they're films that are in the public domain already, or that we've worked out a deal with filmmakers to show it. Wednesdays will vary, but we have Dr. Sketchies, which is a vaudeville / burlesque sketch show. And that's the only night we put curtains on the windows. On Thursdays, usually it's a live music, and we have all kinds of different live music, be it folk duo to hardcore punk to hip hop, rap. Some of the artists that have been through there recently, Honeymoon, which are locally based, Matt the Electrician from Pacific Grove, who lives in Austin, Texas, is coming through. Peter Case played there recently. Coming up in November, we're bringing out a friend of mine, Mike Edison, who's an interesting gentleman. Mike wrote a book called I Have Fun Everywhere I Go, and that deals with his career as a former editor of Screw magazine, then of wrestling magazines, and then of High Times magazine, and he does live spoken performances and ACLU First Amendment worthy events. We also have Women of Whimsy on Friday nights. It's an all-female comedy improv type team. And then every month we have a new artistic installation. It may be one artist or it may be a group of artists. For example, every year we do the Newbrow show, which is tied in with the documentary that I mentioned before about the rise of underground street art. But that'll have people in it that really reflect what's going on in contemporary street art, such as Shepard Fairey, Eric Joyner, Bass, Camille Rose Garcia, a lot of different other sort of cutting-edge contemporary artists. Now, 4 years ago when we had the first Newbrow show there, I don't think that many people had heard of Shepard Fairey outside of those familiar with that area, but then with the Obama Hope poster sort of blowing everything up, and he became a household name. And in fact, Andrew Jackson, who used to own the Outer Edge Gallery here in Monterey, is a very close friend of ours and very involved in it. In fact, he curated the current show of Basque, and Andrew was involved with doing the Shepard Fairey show at the West End celebration. So there's all kinds of things happening at the Alternative Cafe. We also try to be a meeting place for local community groups. We host Seaside Sand City Chamber of Commerce mixers. We have neighborhood associations come in. We have local school groups come in and do poetry nights, show student art. Really trying to bring that kind of cafe society to the Monterey Peninsula area. Well, living here in Monterey County, we have access to the world's unparalleled splendor. It's just gorgeous. Go outside today and you see how beautiful it is. But there's also plenty of things happening in Monterey County. With the Alternative Cafe, we're bringing in cutting-edge music, cutting-edge art, and you don't need to make that drive up to San Francisco. And I see that happening with Mom. I see it happening at the Museum of Art with La Mirada and some of their younger artist series, the things that are happening in the West End celebration. There's plenty going on here. In fact, we collaborate a lot with, when I say we, I'm talking about the Alternative Cafe, but also the Film Commission does too, collaborate with Magnus Torn and the Henry Miller Library, and we've become very good friends with Britt Govia of Folkia, and then his filmmaking crew with Brian Ziffrin in charge. And it's allowed a lot of collaboration to happen between these groups, and there seems to be a real sort of cross-fertilization happening between Mom, the Alternative Cafe, the Henry Miller Library, where you don't need to leave the confines of the county to find something exciting happening, be it art, be it literature, be it music. There's always something going on in Monterey County.